Welcome to Have You Read It? The channel where we bring books to life, one summary at a time. Today we're exploring Jon Acuff's All It Takes Is a Goal, a book designed to help you unlock your potential by transforming it into actionable goals. Acuff starts with a personal anecdote, describing his frustration during a college tour with his daughter. He realized he hadn't lived up to his potential during his college years and wondered if he could still change his future. He turned this frustration into curiosity, questioning if he could achieve more in life. Acuff then presents a research study revealing that only 4% of people feel they are living up to their full potential, and 50% feel that 50% of their potential is untapped. This means many people feel they are capable of more but don't know how to achieve it. Acuff simplifies the challenge of realizing potential by suggesting it all starts with a goal. He argues that potential is a fuzzy concept, like a race without a finish line. By turning potential into a goal, you can take action and see progress. The journey to fulfilling potential often hits a wall, the vision wall. This metaphorical wall represents the belief that you must have a detailed, long-term vision before pursuing your potential. Acuff critiques this idea, arguing that it can be paralyzing. Popular self-help concepts like begin with the end in mind and start with why can be misinterpreted to build this wall, leading people to believe they can't start until they have a complete vision or know their why. Acuff shares personal struggles with this approach, including his confusion about his own desires, exemplified by his years-long obsession with Jeeps, only to realize he preferred a hot hatchback. He found that trying to envision the future often leads to insecurity and doubt. Instead of looking forward, Acuff suggests looking back. He argues that the path to full potential starts in the rearview mirror. It's often easier to describe the best things that have happened to you over the last 20 years than to describe the best life you could achieve over the next 20 years. Acuff describes creating a best moments list, writing down positive experiences from his past, both big and small. This list included his wedding day, the birth of his children, travels, and even simple pleasures like petting his neighbor's dog or walking around Costco at Christmas time. There were no restrictions on what qualified as a best moment. It all counts was the only rule. The best moments list had several unexpected benefits. It made him feel amazing by focusing on positive memories, fostered gratitude for often overlooked aspects of life, increased self-awareness by revealing what he truly cared about, and cultivated mindfulness by prompting him to recognize awesome moments in the present. Reading through his list, Acuff was struck by the desire for more of those moments, leading him to wonder if he could make his best moments the rule rather than the exception. To help listeners create their own best moments list, Acuff provides 7 prompts. Time speeds up or slows down when The best job I ever had was ... And the reason I liked it so much was because every time I see ... I smile. If I had a free hour today, I'd spend it. If I won $163 million in the lottery, I'd turn into a millionaire too. This might sound like I'm bragging, but 3 of my greatest accomplishments are: when I scroll through my camera roll on my phone, I always get inspired when I see. He encourages readers to avoid restrictions and include anything that brings joy, regardless of size or significance. He also suggests getting friends' input. He acknowledges that the best moments list may feel challenging for those accustomed to focusing on weaknesses or trauma. It can feel selfish, but he emphasizes the importance of self-compassion in this exercise. The next step after creating the list is to categorize each item into one of 4 categories: experience, accomplishment, relationship, or object. Experience, a moment you took part in. Accomplishment, a moment achieved through your effort. Relationship, a moment made best by your interaction with someone else. Object, a physical item you think is the best. Understanding these categories transforms the list into a tool for the future, helping you identify patterns and prioritize what truly matters. After categorizing his own list, Acuff discovered that accomplishments were far more motivational for him than he realized. Relationships were important, but not as motivational. and objects did very little for him. He also noticed social media was absent from his list, prompting him to question his time spent on those platforms. Acuff emphasizes that the best moments list helps you improve your present and plan your future. A best moment is when your vision and your reality overlap. Potential, on the other hand, is the gap between your vision and your reality. Potential cannot be wasted, but it can be ignored. The best moments list is the first step in activating your potential. But the next challenge is dealing with the most difficult person to change, yourself. Acuff admits that he's the hardest person he deals with daily. Knowing the rewards of positive actions, exercise, writing, relationships, etc. But struggling to consistently do them. He realized he needed a new approach to motivate himself, leading him to reflect on a past experience. His successful blogging venture in 2008. He started his blog without a clear strategy, writing about silly jokes. Unexpectedly, it gained traction. He realized blogging was just a game with simple rules. The more he wrote, the more people read. The more people visited the blog, the more comments he received. He enjoyed the tiny daily wins and wanted more. This experience led him to understand the power of gamification in achieving goals. He could trick his stuck self into action by turning tasks into games. He shares an example of Project Graduation, an all-night event held at schools to entertain and reward graduating seniors to prevent accidents after graduation ceremonies. Games work because they are easy. They provide clear goals, agreed-upon rules, feedback, and an environment that encourages you to use your skills to overcome challenges. Games transform discipline. To beat his stuck self, Dara Shula tricks her kids into doing their chores by covering them with post-it notes. This technique introduces an element of surprise. Dopamine is launched into action when there's a happy error. April Bacon had to manage 14 employees who intentionally slowed down to see her fail. Bacon then created scorecards for them, rewarding them with raffle tickets if they improved their metrics. By the end of the 8 months, her team had automated half their work. The staff had been reduced, and April was promoted with a 26% pay raise. Acuff concludes that to tap into your full potential, you need to do things you don't naturally want to do. And games make it easier to trick your stuck self into massive amounts of action. He then describes 3 performance zones that people move in and out of. The comfort zone is characterized by a disconnection from your vision, settling for the familiar, and a lack of progress. It's comfortable but ultimately unfulfilling. The chaos zone involves trying too many goals at once, overcommitting, and experiencing burnout. The potential zone is the Goldilocks zone, where you make steady, joyful progress on a few goals you care about. Most people have experienced the potential zone at some point, feeling a sense of purpose and engagement. The key question is, how do I stay here? 2 reasons drive us out of the comfort zone: involuntary crisis and voluntary trick. An involuntary crisis is when something disruptive happens outside of your control. A voluntary trick is when you get a glimpse of something you want more. To convince yourself to leave the comfort zone, avoid getting mauling yourself and running right back to the comfort zone. Instead, proceed with caution and simplicity. A simple, easy goal will make you get to work. He poses the questions, what's the plan for my life? Instead, it is better to trick ourselves into answering one little question. To start simple, consider that all of life can be broken down into 5 big games: career, finances, relationships, health, and fun. Focus on the question, what big game do I want to play? Also ask the questions of what do I win? With being selfish and honest. Also, how do I win? And the answer is, you win the game by making the game easy. To ensure victory, habitual winners always stack the deck in their favor. People unconsciously create impossible games because of deliberate self-sabotage, a lack of self-awareness, and a sense of guilt. The best way to escape the comfort zone is to make the wins big and the work small. Easy goals have 5 characteristics. Short time frames, accomplished in 1 to 7 days. Obvious first steps, the next right thing is clear. not expensive, minimizes financial commitment. Match your current schedule. Integrate seamlessly into your existing routine. Feel like they're not enough. Create a sense of wanting more. Easy goals help you escape the comfort zone, but you will be tempted to run right into the chaos zone, so you need middle goals. The turtle beats the rabbit because it has a middle gear. It is the goal to be consistent. You have to apply time to get better. Middle goals are the path into the potential zone. Good middle goals have 5 clear signs. Time frames of 30 to 90 days. Are flexible. Have a variety of ways to work on them. Don't fall apart if you miss a day. Encourage you to tweak your schedule. Have patience built in. Can't be binge hustled. It is important to understand where the limited resource of your time is going. The reason you're busy is that your imagination is bigger than your calendar, so it is important to reclaim your time. He states, there's not a solution to your time crunch, but there is something even better. There's a truth that will set you free. The reason you're busy is that your imagination is bigger than your calendar. You can either watch your life as it is, or pay attention and steal it back for how you want to use it. The modern world is designed to keep you from living up to your full potential, and, as a result, distractions get louder the more you focus on goals that are difficult. There must be an answer to when. If you're going to play a game and spend your most valuable resource, your time on it, you should know the answer to the second question before you start. The key is to plan a calendar heist, and the easiest way to that is steal the first 15 minutes. Middle goals are more challenging than easy goals. But they can be more challenging because it is a greater percentage of a limited resource of time. The reason it's harder for you to tap into your full potential now is because distraction technology scaled faster than our ability to focus. The only way you'll come out on top is with a 4-letter question. If it's taking all of your effort and energy to try to resist the urge to check the clock, or to resist all of the temptations around, you're just putting yourself through sheer misery, trying to get to this thing that you should do. While some want to take breaks from what they are doing, others thrive on constant action because the best antidote to stress is action. There are 3 different types of goals that are the most productive for tapping into your full potential: easy goals, middle goals, and guaranteed goals. Easy goals help you escape the comfort zone. Middle goals help you avoid the chaos zone. Guaranteed goals help you live in the potential zone. The caution is because we don't want to spook you deeper into the comfort zone. If you get even a hint that this is going to require years of work, focus, and persistence, you'll retire to an even harder to reach corner. If you want to turn potential into a goal, one of the keys to success is to answer, what do you win? And if I do all this work, what do I win? Goals must be difficult to count. When we create an easy one for ourselves, it feels like cheating, and as such people set themselves up for failure by playing unnecessarily difficult games. Easy goals helps you escape from the comfort zone and provide additional insight into what you really care about, and you're also able to quit goals you shouldn't have tried in the first place. Middle goals have time frames of 30 to 90 days, and that's not an easy goal for me. They also don't fall apart if you miss a day. You have a chance to catch up as a result. There is never something too rigid with a middle goal. It's not a matter of setting a false vision at the beginning and then cutting it in half in the middle of the project. The approach is just indicative of how tempting it is at the beginning of a goal to set ourselves up for failure by playing unnecessarily difficult games. There are 3 reasons as to why people play difficult games: deliberate self-sabotage, a lack of self-awareness, a sense of guilt. And these can be overcome with things such as firing the bouncer that doesn't let anything in the nightclub. Everyone gets in this nightclub. There's no velvet rope, no guest list, and no dress code. You get to put anything on your best moments list. As it turns out, what can be more important than having a good, strong, and powerful team is having the best intel or knowledge to make your every move. With the combination, it might be the only way to trick yourself out of the comfort zone. High performers bounce between 3 different zones: the comfort zone, the potential zone, and the chaos zone. In the comfort zone, we've disconnected from our vision for our lives. The chaos zone is the one that traps more high performers. Have you ever tried too many goals at once? The potential zone is in the middle of those two extremes. It will help you reach your goals, but it will do more than that. It will help you take responsibility for your life. If you're looking for the inspiration and instruction, you need to shape your own world. You're holding it in your hands. My Instagram bio lists my official title as motivational speaker. But most days, I find it challenging to motivate me, never mind you. The reason is obvious. I don't like doing difficult things because they're difficult. I figured I would explore it on a blog for a few weeks before getting bored and giving up. Project Graduation is an all-nighter held at the school right after the graduation ceremony. By changing the activities you engage in, the content of your experience, you can actually change the course of the time signal in LEC, the lateral and torhinal cortex portion of your brain, and thus the way you perceive time. They had no desire to help me succeed, but all the desire to see me fail. Until I made it a game. To that end, a game is just a game. It's something I play. I expect it to have ups and downs. Every game does, and as such, the key question to all of that is, can that game be won? This can be accomplished by breaking the big game into small pieces and then focusing. Dopamine activity is not a marker of pleasure. It is a reaction to the unexpected, to possibility and anticipation. Those 4 categories have been driving the best parts of your life for years. They've just been waiting for you to notice. What do they mean? If you're not self-aware, you can't have real relationships, succeed at work, stay in shape, or accomplish any other goal that matters in life, so the process is all the more worthwhile. This list has been challenging for me because I get so stuck in my head all the time that I often don't realize the amazing moments. The list has been an inspiration for many and a challenge for more than few, so it's important to make it a helpful tool. Everything you apply time to gets better, so it's never too late to start or make something of yourself. As an acorn might state, we really needed this rain. It's not heavy. It's just awkward whenever I lift something, and we got here in the nick of time whenever a line forms behind me. I will make sure to be the best me I can be, and you should as well. Even average, consistent content beats amazing, inconsistent content. So focus on being a better person each day, step by step. It's often a question of, do I control my goals or do they control me? If it's not one thing, you're guaranteed to find another goal. But it's also important to realize the goals also require a schedule to which if you're not working, you're working to be working. They're not trying to connect you with old friends from high school. They don't care that you love chinchillas and finally found a group of other people in the Twin Cities who love them too. They're not trying to educate you about the news. They're trying to turn your attention into ad revenue. At the end of the book, here are heuristics that can help you in your goal, such as a checklist or an easy-to-memorize sentence. To summarize the book's key takeaway into an easy-to-remember heuristic, consider this: reflect, pick, play, and protect. Reflect. Use your best moments list to understand your values and motivations. Pick. Choose your game career, finances, relationships, health, or fun. Play. Convert to an easy goal, then build up with middle and guaranteed goals. Protect. Use a scorecard and find fuels to defend your time and energy. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next book dive.